Anushka and I'm a fashion blogger at MissMalini.com. 2015 is finally coming to an end, and to round it all up, today we're talking about the biggest stories in fashion this year. We're breaking down the new faces, cool collabs, the brands that came to town and some that left, designer musical chairs, and the covers we loved. Stay tuned. Number one on our list are the faces that the brands announced this year. To begin with, we have Givenchy's Riccardo Tisci, who announced that his friend and icon, ultimate icon, Donatella Versace was going to be introduced to the Givenchy family. She joins the ranks of Naomi Campbell, Cara Delevingne, and Kim Kardashian. Speaking of luxury brands, Dior announced that Rihanna would be their new face, and turns out she's the first woman of color to be the face of Dior. That is amazing. It wasn't just one for Dior, they even announced that Khaleesi, Emilia Clarke, would be the face of their jewelry line. Closer to home, Aishwarya Rai and Manish Malhotra came back together after 5 whole years. 5 years later, after their 2010 show, Aishwarya Rai walked the ramp at Couture Week for Manish Malhotra. She looked amazing. We all know how eccentric Ranveer Singh is, so when Adidas announced that Ranveer Singh would be his new face, we were like, oh my god, that fits so perfectly. How come we never thought of that before? He joins the ranks of Pharrell Williams, Kanye West, and Rita Ora. When it comes to the end of the year, the one thing on our must-watch list is the Victoria's Secret fashion show. This year, they announced that Kendall Jenner and Gigi Hadid would be their new angels. They're best friends, and the way they announced it was so cute. Love. In the middle of this year, H&M announced that Katy Perry would be the face of their holiday campaign. She not only modeled really cute sweaters and New Year's Eve dresses, she even sang a song for the campaign. Next up on our list are the cool new collabs we witnessed this year. Everyone looks forward to Sabyasachi's shows at Couture Week, but this year he had a little surprise lined up for us. Christian Louboutin and Sabyasachi came together to create a beautiful line of shoes with Sabya's signature embroidery and Louboutin's signature red sole. These are going to be a Bollywood favorite, we're sure of it. After Giles and Moy, Cove's latest collaboration was with Indian designers Pankaj and Nidhi. Last year, Karan Johar designed a special collection for Veramoda Marquee with Kangana Ranaut as his showstopper. But this year, his showstopper turned designer, and Kangana Ranaut created her own collection for the same brand. Kangana Ranaut wasn't the only Bollywood celebrity who created her own fashion line. Deepika Padukone and Myntra came together to create All About You from Deepika Padukone, and the clothes are exactly like what she wears. And the biggest collaboration this year was H&M and Balmain. The world went crazy when it launched, and it went crazy when it was announced, and honestly, I'm still going crazy right now. I don't know what to say. The Jenner sisters, Kendall and Kylie, for the second time around, have come up with a killer collection for Topshop, just in time for the holidays. Next up on our list are all the brands that came to India this year. H&M, Aeropostale, and Gap were the major ones to open their doors in the capital. We can't wait till they come to the city. Lisa Hayden, Ranveer Singh, and Jacqueline Fernandez were partying it up at H&M. Sonam Kapoor told us all about Aeropostale, and Kangana Ranaut modeled some Gap. Topshop launched on Jabong.com, and Bombay Electric, one of my favorite stores, actually opened their doors at Selfridges in London. Every year, you find that designers tend to leave their own fashion houses or start up their new ones, and this year was no less. Gauri Khan added yet another feather to her already full hat and became the creative director of Satyapal this year. Her tropical collection launched in stores in Feb. Meanwhile, on the other side of the pond, L'Envers Alba Elbaz was let go from the company after 14 years, while Raf Simons left Dior after just 3 years of being the creative director. Alexander Wang left Balenciaga, but Alessandro Michel became the new creative director of Gucci after Frida Gianni. Amongst all these breaking stories this year, there were a few things that I loved and had to be mentioned. Manish Malhotra completed 25 years in the industry and for the first time presented a menswear line at Fashion Week. Ranbir Kapoor was the showstopper. Everyone was wondering when the next Zoolander movie would release, and we got our answer at Valentino's Paris Fashion Week show. Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson actually showed us some of their blue steel as they closed the show for Valentino. Amongst all the shows that I liked at Fashion Week, Aneet Arora's Perro was really special. She had a full-on sleepover on the runway with beds, marshmallows, pillows, and models walking down the runway in relaxed, comfy silhouettes. We obviously can't close the year without looking at all the amazing covers that released this year. Vogue paid tribute to 25 years of Manish Malhotra with his muses Alia Bhatt, Kajol, the sisters Kareena and Karishma Kapoor, and Sridevi on their cover. While Harper's Bazaar had Lakshmi Menon looking glittering and fabulous on their magazine. Grazia India featured Ranveer Singh surrounded by models on their cover. But when it came to Elle magazine, we couldn't decide on just one cover. It was Kanishta Dhankar, former Miss India, and Kajol who made up our favorites. Just like Elle, it was a tie when it came to Harper's Bazaar this year. On one cover, they had Karan Johar and Kareena Kapoor, while on the other side, they had Atiya Shetty looking smokin'. We almost didn't recognize Priyanka Chopra on the cover of L'Officiel. Is that you, Lady Gaga? While her cousin Parineeti Chopra showed us her sexy side on the cover of The Juice. Alia Bhatt took the plunge in a sparkly Balmain for H&M number on the cover of Cosmo, while Nargis Fakhri was the beachside bombshell on the cover of Femina. There was yet another tiebreaker when it came to GQ's covers this year. On one side, we had Nimrat Kaur looking smokin', I still can't believe that's her, and on the other, we had Varun Dhawan being his dapper best. And that brings us to the end of our biggest fashion stories in 2015. If 2015 was this crazy, we just can't imagine what 2016 is going to bring us. Stay tuned, we have a whole lot coming up.